We got ourselves a series. All right. So, obviously, I feel like everyone already knows the results of game three. And if you don't, let me tell you this: the Spurs finally won a game. And it happened in New York, in Madison Square Garden. Okay. For those of you who don't know this, the New York Knicks have not lost a single game since round one. They have not lost a single game since round one. And to be exact, the last time they had lost a game since round one was game three. Yeah, it was game four. No, it was game four, sorry. Game four in Atlanta. Um so I had said a lot of things that I needed to happen for the Spurs to even win a game in the series at this point because it was becoming very obvious that Karl-Anthony Towns was a legitimate problem for Victor Wembanyama. I know going into the series, I told you that that would not be an issue. That I was very wrong about that. I did not know that he had the exact perfect frame and height to get past Wemby and not only get past him, but also bother him on the defensive end as well. I was not sure how Karl-Anthony Towns was going to play. I thought he was the X factor. If he was going to be important for the series, he was going to be very critical. And if Cat is the person that we think he is, that this would be matter. Matter of fact, I have been very critical of Mike Brown the entirety of the playoff run and his inability to figure out how to make Cat as elite offensively as I thought he could be from a scoring department. His playmaking chops have been better, but the turnovers have been there. I think a lot of the passing has been him overpassing guys in a very similar way that Donovan Mitchell did. But to be completely fair to Towns, he is a much better playmaker than Donovan Mitchell. Man. Boy oh boy. Let's talk about like the good things that we need to hear about very quickly. So, Wemby was alive this game. So, we were saying things for a while like, yeah, when Wemby's aggressive, this team is really good. Wemby only had to take 18 shots last night. Now, for me, I think the ideal amount of shots for Wemby to take is around, I would say, and this is not including free throws, by the way, just field goals. Probably around 20, right? It is 18 is not too far away from 20, but I would like to be on the opposite side of 20 instead of the underside of it, right? That being said, Victor Wembanyama still put up he put up 32 points, I think that was what it was. 32 points, 9 or 8 rebounds. Sorry. Actually, let me just pull them up. We'll do a quick pause and I'll come right back, so I can actually refresh myself with the numbers. It'll be more obvious and more important on what the exact point I'm trying to make is. For those wondering, I was exactly right. It's 32 points, it's 8 rebounds. He took 18 shots. He had 61% of his shots. He had made 11 out of the 18. He still remains very amazing from the free throw line. That is one of the things that I can say is very, very consistent about his game. And also something that's just completely underrated about him. Again, I've said it previously, but there's only 2 bigs in NBA history that I can think about that make their free throws at the clip that that he makes it. And it's probably just him and Joel Embiid. And also Embiid also shoots a high volume of free throws. And I think Wemby is also capable of shooting that many free throws. So there's that. Obviously, I think Embiid is a better scorer and much more polished scorer than him, but it's very close, to be honest. If you want to talk about defense, I think their defense is not as close, but it really depends on what you value more. And I think offense is more important than defense, even though Wemby's defense is, otherworldly. But yeah, there's that. Also, the threes were not egregious. I did want to note that despite it saying he only took 4 threes, one of the threes was completely waved off due to an offensive foul from Keldon Johnson. I had been saying over the playoff run that Keldon Johnson has had some really, really bad moments. That was another one of them. Again, I know Lowe has said that the dynasty might start post-year in Fox, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's also going to probably be a post-Keldon Johnson as well. When they figure out what to do with those guys as far as their future, that's something to think about. But yeah, no, as far as we are concerned right now, because they could still win with those guys, but I don't think they're here for the long term to their future. Very similar to what I thought of Hartenstein last year, even though Hartenstein has been very true to prove himself this postseason. He's been very helpful for them in moments where Chet has not. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the San Antonio Spurs, which I know everyone loves a good tangent. Okay, another Dylan Harper game where it was not as good, but De'Aaron Fox not as good. But this game was completely won basically from the start. And by the way, I do want to say this for Fox: the playmaking from Fox was noticeably better in this game. I don't think I said this in a recording, but the playmaking for him was better in game 2 as well. The scoring has yet to be seen, and he's had moments where he's taken over the game, but yeah, no, the scoring from in the second game was a lot better, which was 20 points. The scoring is not as good in this game. The playmaking was better though. The 8 assists was really, really helpful, and he was getting the ball to Wemby as quickly as possible in great sets. I like that a lot. Sometimes the Spurs can struggle to find Wemby. And while they're debating on if they should be attacking the Knicks' worst defender, which is Jalen Brunson in the situation, or if they should use Wemby to attack, they did both this game. That was very important and crucial for this win. Yeah, no, Fox was much better at finding him, but Stephon Castle was the guard of the game. I feel like every guard for San Antonio is taking turns on who's going to be the guy for this game. Last game it was Fox. This game is Stephon Castle, and the first game was Dylan Harper, obviously. And now, to be completely fair to both guys. Fox and Castle in the previous 2 games, and then to Dylan Harper this game, because Dylan Harper he missed all of his threes. I'm pretty sure he made 1 of his threes. Damn. The 3-point shooting for this team has also remained an issue. Now luckily for them, Champagnie and Vassell showed up. I said that Champagnie and Vassell's 3-point shooting need to be much better for this team to actually win the series, and to my credit, the game where they won, their 3-point shooting was better, and the plot was like they need to find Wemby if they want to win. If they want to win games, the game where they found Wemby was the game they won. And I know a lot of people are going to say something really quickly, because I thought I was going to have to talk about this, and it just like jogged my memory. We are going to talk about the officiating very quickly. There's a highlight of bad officiating moments throughout this game, but I do want to say this very quickly, because we're about to go over the game log by periods for the New York Knicks, and we're going to go over them to the fourth quarter in particular, because I think most of you would realize that there's a huge problem with this team in the fourth quarter. So I am just going to give you the minutes of each and every single starter that played in the fourth quarter, right? I'm going to tell you about Josh Hart as well, because I feel like it's very important. Josh Hart played in the fourth quarter last game. He noticeably did not play in game 2. He was in foul trouble in game 2, and they did not have him on the court. He was not necessary. Josh Hart played 10 minutes of fourth quarter. He attempted 1 shot and did not hit it. He has 3 rebounds and 1 assist in this quarter. Unacceptable. No points. OG Anunoby had 6 points, including a very big 3. One of the only 2 threes they hit in the entirety of the fourth quarter, I would like to point out. And it was a turnaround fadeaway 3 from the corner. He has 6 points in 8 minutes of action. 2 of 4 shooting. Cat missed all of his shots. No points. More fouls than points in the fourth quarter. Mikal Bridges also put up a 0-point fourth quarter. Gonna be hard to win games like that. Jalen Brunson, I will give Jalen Brunson his absolute flowers, because even though he did not start off the game prolifically hot like he usually does, he finished the game exceptionally well. 4 for 7, and these are very big buckets. I do not want to lean into the analytics of this. He hit every single free throw. He hit a very big 3 for them. One of 2 threes that they hit the entirety of the fourth quarter. And he was dicing the defense up. 3 assists as well. And 1 turnover? As much as they were relying on him in the fourth quarter, it's an amazing moment that he only had 1 turnover. But besides that, that's it. That's all of their offense. It was literally those 2 guys. And unless you want to count Mitchell Robinson's 1 shot, which was a lob. Not a lot of lob. It was a putback, actually, off a missed Jalen Brunson shot, which I would attribute that to Jalen Brunson's offense, because that pulled out Wemby from the paint, and that was why Mitchell Robinson was able to get an offensive rebound. You can see that right there, and put that right back in. So, they had no offense out of Brunson. So for you guys to be shocked that the New York Knicks lost the game and to blame it on officiating, fuck no, we're not blaming it on officiating. The Knicks shot themselves in the foot by shooting 2 of what? Let me just add this up for you on camera to make sure we're getting this raw. That's 1 of 3. So we have 1 make. No, I'll just count the total makes real quick. 2 makes. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. Sorry, that's Yep, 5. That's 7. That's 8. That's 11. That is 12. That is 1 and 1 more. 3. That's 13. They shot 2 of 13. Correction. 2 of 14 from the field. No, not from the field. From 3 in that quarter. They weren't going to win this game in that moment. I'm sorry. That's just not going to fucking happen. And then for the 7 of 27 that they shot, yeah, dog. It's not enough. It's just not. That's not enough offense to win a game. A very winnable close game, by the way. And for the people who are saying, well, the Spurs shot more free throws. Well, the Spurs play style led them to have shooting more free throws. And a lot of the free throws that they shot at the end of the game were because the New York Knicks were putting them on the offensive line to create more possessions for themselves to claw their way back into this game. Okay? So with the officiating, as bad as it was, as inconsistent as it was inconsistent consistently on both ends. There was no favoritism. It was just bad calls. I don't know if you know this, because for those who want to say that the Knicks were getting fucked with calls, Stephon Castle was raked across the arm, R-A-K-E, across the arm by Josh Hart, right? And what was clearly a foul. Gets the ball back after the contact. Now, at this moment, they could have either called the travel. There's a no call. There's a complete no call. There's no call. Takes and absorbs contact from OG Anunoby and bumps it in. Stephon Castle's looking for the foul. I'm looking for the foul. The Spurs bench is looking for the fouls. I'm considering there's probably niggas in the New York audience right now, not including Donald Trump, because his ass was fucking asleep, looking for the foul call at this moment. Do you know where the foul call came from? It didn't happen. There was no foul. It wasn't a foul, apparently. And there was tons of no calls throughout the entirety of not only the fourth quarter, but the entirety of the game, I might add. And by the way, this game was very winnable for the Knicks. All they had to do was not shoot themselves out of the game, because the Spurs were not exactly turning it up on offense at the tail end of this game. And it wasn't exactly a defensive affair either. No, it was not because of defense. It was just missing shots. Because if we look at the block total at the end of this quarter, we can see there was a very dumb idea from Jose Alvarado, who did try to take Wemby off the fucking court. You live with a shot every single time. If you try to take Wemby off the dribble as Jose Alvarado, that's rarely gonna end with you getting points. And there is a shot where he's fading over him and he gets it right above him. Very high difficulty shot that you don't want fucking Jose Alvarado taking. I had said this. I said this, but I was wrong about this. Jordan Clarkson is actually very important for this team in this series. It's just in the non-Wemby minutes, which there shouldn't be a lot of. He was very good and able to score for this team when Wemby was not on the court, especially considering including second chance points as well. Fox also hit a very big bucket that I thought should have put the game away before OG Anunoby hit this ridiculous corner turnaround 3 that he nailed. Zero hesitation. Nailed it. OG and I don't know who the fuck is going to win Finals MVP at this point. If we look at the analytics and we think about it from like also the matchup things of it, it should be Cat. If it's moments, it might be Brunson. But if it's just how many answers you've had to this team being as important as it has, and also just making Wemby as negligible as possible, it might be fucking OG, who I also thought was going to be the primary defender for this guy before the series started, and they've also have yet to go to that. I really want to see how that works and what they do and how they try that. So yeah, I need to see that. I wonder how that's going to work out. And is there anything else I need to say about this fourth quarter and the perceived bias in the referees' calls? Let's see. Let's talk about this because their stars. I noticed and I talked about the stars and Brunson showing up in the fourth quarter. Wemby also showed up in the fourth quarter. He had 10 of his 32 points in the quarter, including 2 for 4 from the field. Did not hit the 3 that he took, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Do you know what he did do? He got to the free throw line and shot and made all 6 free throws. Very important, and did not have a turnover. Had a block. Also, De'Aaron Fox also had 2 blocks. Those are both on Cat. For those who are wondering what happened to Cat in there, he was getting to the paint and then just getting blocked by a smaller guard. This team has a lot of active shot blocking guards on it. I did not credit it as much because I thought Stephon Castle was clearly the next coming of fucking D Wade when it comes to blocking, and I was a little bit wrong on that. But Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, and Stephon Castle are very active with their hands and disruptive as far as getting the ball even in the paint. Once you get it in the paint, if you think you got it by Wemby, there's a chance that you might get beat backside by the guard. There. And also Keldon Johnson did not fuck their minutes either. He was very crucial in the fourth quarter. I will say that. I will give Keldon a break because I feel I've been very harsh on Keldon, and I haven't said a lot of positive things about Keldon. I've said some positive things about De'Aaron Fox. It's been pretty inconsistent, but yeah. I wanted to point that out. They also ran a smaller rotation than the New York Knicks, something that is crucial. Shamet did not hit his threes. That's another thing that, if you want to think about why you lost, Shamet not hitting his threes, Josh Hart being on the court and when he's not hitting shots, and Josh Hart was hitting shots earlier in the game, but when the Knicks offense as a whole started to freeze up, so did Josh Hart. It looks like this team will go as far as the role players can take it because Jalen Brunson will do what Jalen Brunson is going to do. Cat will do what he can. OG will do as much as he possibly can. I had said I felt really stupid because after the game 2, right? Game 1, I said Mikal Bridges, he's not going to continue shooting like this. I said I don't think Mikal Bridges is going to continue shooting like this, but he probably will, right? Going into game 1. He did not. And then game 2 came around. I was like, well, I'm glad that we all know that the Mikal Bridges shooting is over with. That's never going to happen again. And then he was really hot in game 2, and I was like, well, that's weird, but you know, at least I'm feeling right about this. Maybe it's consistent and it'll continue on. And it'll probably be a lot better in New York though, right? Where the role players play even better, right? Wrong again. Mikal Bridges. Oh, by the way, because I feel like Mikal has not getting the shit that he deserves for this game. I'm going to go pull back up the entirety of the quarters. Let's go all periods. And we're going to look over at what Mikal Bridges shot from the field. Because as badly as I've been criticizing a lot of other players in this game, oh, no. We are not letting Mikal Bridges go. Mr. 5 first-round picks, he had 2 points the entirety of this game. 2 points. And not only did he have 2 points, he was in foul trouble as well. So normally you can, with Mikal Bridges, you can say this. If he's not going to be making shots, you don't really need him to make a whole lot of shots. Okay, it's fine. He can shoot corner threes. Didn't see any of that. Okay, well, he doesn't need to be an offensive creator because OG is creating now. All right. I didn't see any. I saw, 5 rebounds throughout the entirety of the entire game. That's not okay. I need more than that. Let's talk about the 5 shots he took in total this game. This man was traded for 5 first-round picks, mind you. No threes going in. 1 shot going in. And all of these, by the way, these shots are throughout the course of 28 minutes? 5 shots. And that's with the 28 minutes, mind you, the 28 minutes he played, he got 28 minutes with 4 fouls. He was fucking abysmal in that game. By the way, I did want to shout out Josh Hart because Josh Hart, hey man, 4 from 7 from 3. Did he hit them when they really, really needed them? No. No one did. Josh Hart had a solid game. 16 points, 6 of 10 shooting, 4 of 7 from 3. Now, did he close out the game strong? Nope. Still 9 rebounds. Still 5 assists. And relatively low turnovers, all things considered as well. OG Anunoby, I already sung his praises. He made 1 less 3 than Josh Hart, but the 1 3 he did make in the fourth was fucking huge. They needed that. 9 of 13, 28 points. Not criticizing him. Let's talk about Cat really quickly. Cat, again, I'm not going to be as critical about Cat and his scoring because there is clearly a conceited and consistent effort to not give Cat as many shots, but to make him this offensive hub. So I want to rate him on how good of an offensive hub he was within this game. 5 assists, okay, that's could be better. I would probably want around 8 assists, really. And probably similar turnovers. 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. Oh, I bet. No, I was looking at Josh Hart's numbers. He actually had, and because I do want to give him his credit, 3 steals, great. 2 blocks, great. Only 1 turnover, great. 4 personal fouls, not good. Not good at all. 1 assist. 1. If Cat is going to be this offensive hub, you need more than 1 assist from him. Okay? It's very simple. So if Cat's not giving you scoring, he's giving you rebounding. Really, and I do say rebounding because I've seen Cat average 14 fucking rebounds. I've seen Cat average 12 rebounds in the postseason. 8 rebounds not wowing, man. Especially when I need some more offensive rebounding out of you. This team desperately needed second chance points. There weren't any. Let's talk about the offensive rebounding battle because I don't think that was really talked about. The offensive rebounding battle, because there was not a lot this entire game. Let's see what we're looking at. 12 offensive rebounds for the New York Knicks, and the Spurs had 6. You had double the offensive rebounds. There were second chances. They didn't result in anything. This team's shooting spree just dried up. So obviously, if the Knicks, because they're up in a commanding 2-1 series and they have the next game at home, you need to take care of business and win this next game at home, and look to take a commanding 3-1 series lead. For the San Antonio Spurs, you need to win another game on the road because you shit yourself and did not win either of your home games, despite winning 62 games as a whole this year. Before entering the postseason, you already had won 62 games. The Knicks are just entering around that territory of wins for this season. You got to do it again. The greatness we saw from Wemby, I expect that of him. That is good Wemby. That's a very good Wemby game. I'm going to be honest. Stephon Castle had a great game. An amazing game. I need more from Dylan Harper. I need more from De'Aaron Fox. Especially from Dylan Harper, with his three-point shooting has been very bad over the course of the last 2 games. I need some of those threes to actually go in. And they're not just good quality threes, because he takes a mix of some pull-up threes and catch-and-shoot threes. I need the catch-and-shoot ones to go the fuck in. They have to go in. You are a great slasher. What opens up the floor more for any slasher than anyone else is if they have to respect you as a three-point shooter. Everyone knows this. Show it to me. The defense has been great from the guards. I'll give them that. The defense has been amazing. And by the way, Champagnie was also just not as picked on this game. But again, if Champagnie is going to be picked on, take him off the court. Especially if his offensive production isn't happening. I think that's about all I have to say about this game. Oh, by the way, the Luke Cornett minutes, whatever. 3 big offensive rebounds when he did come in. That was very, very critical for them. Hit both his free throws in the fourth quarter. That was good. Yeah, but again, there's not a lot of sample size with these things, especially when I'm talking about one game and I'm talking about what, less than 10 minutes of action. Yeah, that's it. Love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I wanted to tell you to do that in the middle of the video. I always forget. I'm gonna start, I guess, giving myself a note that I physically put on myself to tell you to like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go eat oatmeal. You go. Everyone get ready for the game that is going to happen in 2 hours from when this video goes up. With all this being said, goodbye.